So this is a weird one because the Miami Dolphins are a very, very good team. However, they almost never win the Super Bowl in Madden. And while it's kind of hard to judge them in real life because that game against the Chiefs, it was insanely cold, they also didn't come even close to beating the Chiefs. And honestly felt like after the first drive from the Chiefs, they've almost mentally checked out already. It's kind of crazy to think, but it really felt like they just didn't want to be there. But looking at this team, regardless, we are going to be rebuilding the Miami Dolphins. And man, are there some weapons. Now, outside of just the fact that this is a good team, you also do have to worry about the money. You know, in these rebuilds lately, we have seen Tua reach free agency many times. Tyreek Hill has reached free agency many times. Jalen Ramsey has reached free agency almost every time. Armstead almost always goes to free agency. Defensively, you know, Phillips goes to free agency a lot. So this is a team, while very good, also, I would imagine, seemingly goes through a lot of contractual struggles down the line. Obviously, we're going to talk about how good they are, but also just the players that we're looking to, retain. Definitely want to keep Waddle long term. Obviously, Tua, and then defensively, I'm not really sure. Like Jalen Ramsey, most likely, but edge is going to be an interesting one because Jalen Phillips, will he, won't he in real life? Bradley Chubb is apparently elite. I hated on him because of his age in game in one of the fantasy draft rebuilds we did recently enough. And I don't know why people thought I was like, I hate him. Bradley Chubb, worst human on earth in history. But yeah, looking at the offense, obviously you have basically the best wide receiver duo. And honestly, with the way things have shaped up, I'm not trying to big up the Packers. Oh, Aaron Jones and Dillon, but Aaron Jones leaving there. They're kind of the best running back duo right now, right? Like, who would you say is better than them? Debatably the Ravens, because Keaton Mitchell showed, for a moment that he was kind of, sick. But I think they probably have the best running back duo in A-Chain and Mostert right now. And we obviously know they have the best wide receiver duo. I will say that the Bears have the best trio now, probably. But best pure duo, especially for speed, is this team. Tua's obviously amazing. I don't know why he's leaning like that in the photo. Left tackle's great. Right tackle Austin Jackson's not bad at all. They obviously grabbed Patrick Paul in the draft. And it's Vic's class. Once again, this is Xbox Next Gen. He also has a YouTube channel. Check him out. These ratings are crazy, though. He's going to need some work. I put him at star because if you've been using Bengals draft class all year like I have, he's been star in that class, so I figured, hey, I'm just going to keep it consistent. Interior of the line, though. Obviously, they lost some names. Robert Hunt, the biggest one on the interior, got paid big money. And now they have Isaiah Wynn, apparently, and Aaron Brewer's not bad, but they need right guard, and then in Madden, you definitely need left guard and center. With Patrick Paul being star, we probably start him next season. And then tight end, Johnny Smith. He's always been serviceable, but he's not going to be an elite name. But with all these other weapons on the field, he could have a career year. It would not surprise me. But the offense should not be a problem. This is a top 3, top 5 passing attack, top 3, top 5 rushing attack. It's a top 5 offense easily, and it should not be a problem. However, you move on to the defensive side of the ball, where they do have one of the best DB groups in the league, especially with Kendall Fuller joining the squad and Kader Kohu at one point looking pretty good. Don't know a whole bunch about Cam Smith just yet, but their interior, right? They lost Christian Wilkins to the Raiders on an insane contract there as well. Let's just say, though, the Dolphins they've kind of cooked. Their roster building has been kind of insane. Their drafts, they've been hitting, and they've actually been a pretty good team, and Javon Holland, I don't know how he's only star dev. Poyer, superstar dev, he's kind of on his last legs here. Wife she's cool. Looking at the edge, obviously they added Chop Robinson through the draft, who was apparently comped to Micah Parsons. I get it because of the athletic profile, but he is a problem. That was a good draft pick. I mean, you argue right now, is it a good draft pick when you need interior more? But down the line, I think that's going to be a great draft pick. They have Shaquille Barrett now. Edge should not be a problem. Thing is, though, off-ball linebacker, they've got a lot of guys that have just been playing injured. How many of these guys even played a full season? None, I think. And then we look at the interior of the D-line, like we said, a problem. Tart, for the Titans at one point, kind of looked like he was going to be the real deal. He's not bad, but definitely nowhere near as good as Christian Wilkins, and we will need to work on that. But Looking at this team right now, this should be a team that makes the playoffs without a doubt. Should be a team that should even win a game, maybe even win it all in year one, like that Falcons rebuild we had recently. That was shocking. This one wouldn't really surprise me, but that one was unbelievably shocking. But yeah, this team is kind of almost like future-proofed more than it needs to be. Also, obviously, Odell Beckham is here now, apparently. I don't know if it's even official. I seen like a 1 year 8 like a few days ago, and I haven't seen anything else on it. Also, don't know what number he'd be wearing. What is number 13? Is it available? I don't know why I'm looking at Tua here, but here's his ratings. Also, should look at Chop Robinson's ratings. Who else did they draft? I can't remember. I gotta look at the team. I can't remember who else they draft. But Chop Robinson, obviously insanely athletic. Oh yeah, another speedster in Jalen Wright. They love speed. The Dolphins are like, the old Raiders, if you will. And then who else? There was one more player. Mohamed Kamara, another, speedy edge. So, this team's got types. And their types are the types I would go for. So, I kind of respect and like the Dolphins a bit. But yeah, that biggest question going into next season is obviously how will really the run defense perform without Christian Wilkins there? Because obviously not having the push that he provides, it's going to change things. I mean, a lot, in the pass defense game, really, but the run defense as well. I mean, you're just losing a massive unit there. But I'm really surprised that they didn't prioritize that a little bit more in the offseason, to be honest. But it is what it is. Teair Tart is going to be him. So I'm worried about this re-signing period. Odell Beckham, not really, crazy shocked by the fact that we have no money here, but I'm worried about it. I'm worried about it. Fortunately, outside of like Jake Bailey, there's no one we need to keep. Isaiah Wynn would be a nice name, but I don't think you can afford offensive linemen in a rebuild with this much talent. Jalen Phillips, I don't know. I mean, obviously these fifth-year options are really low right now, but that always changes anyways. But yeah, we are insanely broke, and I'm really trying to think of players on this team that you can really get rid of to save money, and I'm not really feeling it. I'm not seeing it, but another crazy thing is we're halfway through the season, and the Jets are still undefeated. Bit of a fall-off in Miami Dolphins fashion, and we might miss the playoffs. We make it, barely. It's 14-3 for the Jets, the Bills, and us at 10-7, and then the Patriots not looking so hot, gotta be honest. Dolphins scheme, I think I've used in the past, and it was alright, so we'll see what happens when the actual Dolphins are using it. But I'm hoping to see some pretty good numbers. You expect both of the running backs to have, some yards, which I don't necessarily like, especially with Mostert, who is definitely on the older side. Tua, 26 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 3,700 yards. I mean, the accuracy is there, and that's kind of what you get from Tua. So maybe not the touchdowns, but that's fine. A-Chain, I mean, that would be a severe down season for him. And Mostert really didn't have that many yards, even though he did have a good average. What are his ratings anyways? Obviously, 31. He's pretty damn good, but obviously that's going to be a massive drop-off after this season. Tyreek Hill was decent, but for him, that's terrible. Same with Waddle. Pretty good for Madden, but terrible for him in real life. Jonnu, that's not bad for Madden or real life. Odell, same situation, right? He's been injured a lot. So putting up those numbers is pretty fair. Right guard was very bad, in fairness. Was left tackle... Wait. Oh, I thought we had a starter that had 0 sacks allowed, but it was not. Armstead, though, giving up that many sacks. I love it, EA. I love it. Sack totals for the edge. How did Chop get so many snaps? 822, I guess. How did he outplay? How? He was the backup sub. I don't know, but either way, it doesn't matter because nobody was good on this defense. Like, at all. Across the board. Like, even, interception totals. Like, who was good? Fuller and Long, I suppose? I don't know. Kicking was okay. Punting was really good. Kick return, punt return game, not really seeing a whole lot going on. Yearly awards, Dak wins MVP. I don't know if we're going to have anybody on the awards list. Or, definitely no one winning it. Yeah, I mean, we're in the playoffs, but man, I don't like the season we had for development. There was really nobody that needs a dev up that came close to getting one. Long, maybe, but he's not the youngest anymore. Either way, maybe the team can win a Super Bowl, which obviously beats all development. Oh, I didn't look at the street. I didn't expect to see streets. Those lines were so wavy. Someone repaint the damn lines. Here we are, though, going against the Bengals of all teams. Another really strong offensive team with a decent defense. David Long, okay, Maybe I spoke too soon. Pick 6 in the playoffs is insane. Into the fourth quarter, it's 17. Oh, I don't like it. 24-20. 2 minutes left. 20. I mean, you got to come in. Yeah, if you don't come in, they're going to win the game. Simply put. And even if we do come in, what is this? I'm going to have to use this. I like the blitz, so I don't want to come off of it. Oh! Someone had a chance at a pick, and they missed. And Jamar Chase is just like, oh, thanks, I'll take that. All right, I mean, good thing this team is very fast because we're going to need that speed to try and get down the field in a short period of time. Let's see this trio of insane wide receivers. Odell Beckham. That throw is out there, but it's caught. 5 seconds to gain a bunch of yards this time. Yeah, I really absolutely should not have returned that ball. Putting a lot of faith here in Jonnu to get open. And rightfully so. It's a dot, but he drops it. That would have been field goal range. I'm like kind of doing the same play. Not really, but like kind of like believing in Jonnu. I got to force it to him. I don't understand what just happened with Tyreek Hill, but he just sold. Wasn't an option? Oh, he did have the option to go left. AI just doesn't know what they're doing. I got to streak Tyreek because he will 100% option inside. And Tyreek Hill, with the lack of arm strength, is going to not get it there. Unfortunately, Jonnu Smith absolutely sold us, and we lose the game. I don't know how he drops that. Do they have a highlight for it again? How in the world do you drop this? That ball is perfect. Throws it away from the safety. That needs to be caught. I mean, like, what are we doing here? Either way, let's take a look at the numbers. Tua way outperformed Burrow. It was not even close. The run game was terrible. It might need a scheme change early on. I mean, there's a good reason why, the Dolphins don't win the Super Bowl often or even come close to it in Sim, and I would imagine it's because of scheme, not player talent, because this team is talented. They're in our division, but I'm kind of rooting for the Jets. It's the Cowboys versus the Jets. New team, please. And it doesn't matter because the Cowboys are goated in Sim. DevOps, I don't know if there was any. I don't see where we would have Jonnu, but I mean, who honestly cares with his age? Yeah, no DevOps that matter. Not a single one. Not even long. That is unfortunate. I want to say it feels like a wasted season, and the reason why I want to say that is because it was a wasted season. Okay, a little bit of money has spawned into our pocketbooks. 5th-year option for Waddle might be smart. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm taking that 5th-year option from Jalen. I'm not sure how that's even, like, a thing. Like, outside linebacker is really expensive usually. Why is that a thing? I'm not even sure. But Jake Bailey also had a really killer season. So a 3 or 6. I mean, that's low for him, to be honest. But punter, I feel like it is a pretty lowly valued position. I've seen teams that have had pretty good season with punters just let him go for a brand new punter. No matter what, they're just like, who cares? Jalen Waddle is a tough one, though. Because if you wait any longer, it's going to be like 30, 35. So I think we will just pay him if we can, rather than go 5th-year option. Although in theory, you are saving money long term. I don't know, dude. It is what it is. I mean, I think we're just screwed no matter what. I really think we just need to future-proof DB. I think specifically cornerback. I don't know if we can afford to keep Jalen Ramsey long term. Same with Armstead, to be fair. And then wide receiver, man, I don't know. I'm really thinking about this team future-wise. What do you do? Like, what do you genuinely do to keep this team intact? We need to draft D-line early to actually develop the position, but keeping the players that we have. Poyer was like a 1-year deal, I imagine, right? So we can probably get rid of him. I'm going to look into some of the contracts because I imagine Poyer, like I said, was a 1-year deal. So I'm going to try to get rid of players that shouldn't be on the team anymore. Yeah, that'll save a little bit of money. We are losing a starter, but at the same time, I think we can replace safety pretty easily. We probably even lost money because, it does roll over, and it seems like he definitely made a lot more than $2 million, which he is supposed to in real life. But here we are with about $30 million. Obviously, we're not going to be spending any money in free agency. We could barely even afford the players we have. But, there's some pretty big names in free agency, and once again, we're not going to be able to do anything about it. Hopefully, we get a lineman or two in the late second, early third. First round, maybe we trade back to grab DT, or if there's a really good DT, we just draft them. But realistically, this team needs to have one of those quantity over quality type drafts just to keep the team intact. And in that process, fill a lot of different positional needs. Because right now, you could obviously argue we need multiple offensive linemen. We could use a new tight end technically. Future-proofing wide receiver might not be the worst thing with Tyreek Hill. Whole interior D-line, off-ball linebacker wouldn't hurt. A safety wouldn't hurt. Corner future-proofing wouldn't hurt. But this team, even as it stands right now, pre-draft, is still playoff bound in reality. All right, we have 21 in the first round. I'm not sure what I want to do here because there were some actual good corners, but is corner still just like a little... Oh, who's this? He's 23. Oh, damn, son. If he wasn't 23, I would take him. But I don't know. With him being 23, is he worth it? 5'9" for this corner. Is he worth it? Do I just stick with the plan of trading down? Hambrick. There's some pretty good players at the positions we need. The tight end, I know he's 23. I might still go for him, though. I don't know why I didn't prioritize tight end higher than this. I did see one later, though, that is a 3 to 4, I believe. Mr. Tyler. 6'6", 273 with some very good athleticism. Don't know a lot about him. Maybe I should have scouted him further, but I've seen an A run block, A short, B spec catch. I think that's good enough. I really do. So I think we might stick with what we have on our board and just move back, maybe. Get Pizzo in the second round, perhaps. We also do have some corners. I don't know how good Kendricks or Seymour is, but I could just go Amos in the second round. If I get to pick 10 in the second round, I might be able to get a high third off of it. I'm not sure, but I think trading back is the smart move with a team that is this much needs and, of course, this much contract issues going forward. The Jets are willing to give me a second next year to stay in this round. I might do that. Trade that second next year into the second round, perhaps. See who's there here at pick 31. And you know what? I am going to take Kendricks 4.28 40. Obviously, I'm risking that man coverage is higher than a C, but I'm going to do it. And he's hidden. That was a good pick. I don't know what I could get for Kendall Fuller, but I might trade him off. All right, we could have obviously gotten a lot more for this, for Kendall Fuller, but I think realistically wise, 2/4 with Fuller to move up to the second round, I think is fair. I think it's fair. Which, with that, we are going to be going for Pizzo, I believe. Wow, Farrell is still there, though. Let's keep it real. Pizzo looks better. So, why wouldn't I go with an A play rec as well? What about Pizzo? Because that guy at least looks like he's going to be a high overall. And Pizzo is stronger, too. I'm going Pizzo. Okay, hidden. The other guy could be higher dev. Perhaps. Maybe he is only normal dev. I don't know. But I can live with that. And we could and there he goes right afterwards. I kind of need a safety. So, there's one of them. We'll see if 20, I think that's the other one. I think we're down to one safety. Let's see if we want him still. The last safety is Khalid Melton. He has great man coverage, decent zone, and I want him for sure. Let's trade up to Chicago. Shouldn't cost us more than a fifth. Fifth round pick to move up 4 spots in the second round. Going to be grabbing that safety, see how many of these players we can or positions we can fill in one offseason. Where is the safety? Well, they also had that 6'4". I'm pretty sure he was 23, though, to be fair, but still. Khalid Melton's going to be our choice. And another hidden. We're cooking. Go to the next round. We also could use the other DT, and we also could use at least one lineman to hold us if we can. Maybe 2. I traded that second round pick we gained to the Falcons straight up, which is obviously a crazy risk, but it is pick 12 in the third round. We could easily see that draft pick as, a late second anyways. And with that pick, I am actually going to be taking the tight end, Clayton Tyler. I think we need a tight end for the future. Clayton Tyler, I'm hoping, is that guy. Great speed, 4.58, as long as he's a decent overall, even if he's normal. Or it's just hidden dev. We have absolutely cooked this draft. And I'm debating on what I want to do next, because we definitely could use O-line. I'm trying to think. We could move Austin Jackson to guard. Paul at right tackle. Damn, we need multiple linemen. Yeah, I can't go for the DT. I think we're just going to live with what we got at interior, which we can, in fairness. And we're going to go with offensive line here with the Lions. It's the final lineman, too. We only have one DT and we only have one lineman, but I think the lineman's a little bit more needed, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to use 85 in a 5th round to move up. Hopefully it'll be good enough. It is. And, man, we kind of cooked. You know, we didn't cost anything for next year just yet, technically, because that 2nd round pick we gained from a trade down. But we've actually done really well, and if this lineman is also hidden, which, I mean, it's 50-50. We landed all hidden so far. Oh, no. Let's go to the next round, because if there are any players still there, then maybe it would be worth a 3rd round running back for the Cowboys. Interesting. Maybe it'd be worth a trade up, and the guy's 6'9", dude. What am I supposed to do? Also, linebacker. He's kind of raw. I think... Damn, son. There's some really good players. This is risky because we're trading off Kamara. Not that it's risky because he could be great. He's never going to be anything for us in this rebuild. But it's risky because we are giving up some future draft picks as well. And I'm debating on what I want to do here because linebacker's a problem. Wide receiver isn't a problem yet, but it could be. And the guy's 6'9", dude. He's 6'9". He looks so mid, but he's 6'9". F injury, D release. I can't. He sucks. He sucks. I can't do it. I'm going to go Brenton Lamb. I'm going, please be hidden. Please. Another hidden! Oh my. Worth it. Absolutely worth it. I really do want to see that wide receiver, though. I really am curious, but we cooked. They could all be star dev for all we know, but we landed all hiddens with a late draft pick each round, pretty much. And we did a billion different picks. It's not like we only drafted 4. We drafted like 6 or 7 players, and they were all hidden, right? This was a draft of the ages for us. And we really needed it. Yeah, 6 players, and they were all hidden. And their overalls are actually pretty good. Vince Kendricks, cornerback 2. Obviously, you know, we did take a bit of a step back directly. But future-wise, I think we're in a good spot. Star dev, you know, I'm not... Like I said, I'm pretty much expecting a lot of these guys, if not all of them, to be star, but that's fine. That is fine. Really good block shed, decent power move, super strong, pretty athletic for 318. This guy, nah, I think he is also star. Yeah, I kind of figured star. I was about to say maybe the safety, I think, would be the first guy I would project as a superstar, but we'll see if that's the case. Also, hybrid is his archetype, which I hate. What's his star dev? Okay. You know, not going to be superstar. 29. We need a strong safety, actually. Then we go to the tight end, who, you know, tight end is so hit or miss. You never know what you're going to get. Pretty damn good. Obviously going to be our starter. Does not have aggressive at 6'6", 273. Looks like he's in his 50s, but that's fine. Yeah, we might have all stars, let's be honest. But it's still better than not all stars. And, you know, at this point, we've looked at all the devs, so... Hardy, who will, I suppose, be our left guard. I don't know who else we have. We really needed more than one lineman, to be honest. There you go. I guess Austin Jackson at right guard will work. Star dev, and then Brenton Lamb, ironically enough, of all the players. Can't believe it's an Antonio Brown face sculpt, whatever. Nope, they're all going to be star. So, I mean, it is what it is. Obviously, we landed all hiddens, but they were all stars, so... Not the best, but obviously, you know, it's hidden dev. What can you ask for? Where was the wide receiver? I think his name was Carroll, right? Ooh, I seen that speed. 86 speed. I get it. He's absolutely insane for jumping. But yeah, we definitely made the right call. Still an 84 overall, but the team did change around a little bit. We do need a new center for sure. Possible right guard and possible left tackle. But everything else looks pretty good on offense. Defensively... Could still use a left end, definitely a DT. And then we'll see what happens with edge, because Chop Robinson has yet to start, but he is developing as a backup right now. And yeah, it really comes also down to who can we afford down the line. All right, let's see. $76 million. Oh, no. Tua needs to be paid. Okay, so obviously you have to pay Tua, because he's like literally the franchise quarterback. How much money is this per year? $48 million, which is honestly low, but... Let's do it. We got the deal done. 29. Oh, we didn't. I thought he said we got the deal done. Am I just, like, not somebody that can see things? Javon Holland is obviously a guy that I would rather let go than Waddle. just because it's way harder to get a wide receiver like Waddle than it is to, well, not to get a safety like Holland, but it's a little bit easier. Okay, it's a little bit easier, but we might be able to keep both. We'll see what kind of money we have at the end of the season. We might be able to get Javon Holland like last second. The problem is you're not going to get him at 16 mil per. So we'll see what happens, but I think we're in an okay spot. If we win, we might be in, but if we lose, we're definitely out. And we win, and we're in at 9-8. I changed the scheme up because it really wasn't working out, and yet that still didn't change anything. I went with the Bengals schemes. It seems like the Bengals do all right in sim for themselves, and I don't know. We'll see, whose fault it was. Maybe it was, just a tough conference, and the division is playing pretty well, so it could just be a tough conference/division. Is that Jacoby Brissett in the number 3 yard slot? 4,200 yards, 30 touchdowns, 7 interceptions is pretty good. A-Chain, huge improvement of almost a yard per carry extra. Tyreek Hill was great. Waddle was pretty good. Washington was decent. Tyler was not. Offensive line, 10 sacks allowed from the center spot. Patrick Paul was not great at right tackle either in his first year starting. Edge was better, but still I'd like to see more. Pizzo was decent. Seiler was decent. Pizzo with 18 tackles for loss was actually pretty good. Interceptions, kind of low, but better than last year. Sanders was okay. Bailey was worse than last year, but still well over 50 yards per punt, which is all I ever asked for. Kick return, punt return game, nothing really going on there. But yearly awards, Mahomes wins it all. Tua at 8 for MVP, which is still, progress. Tyreek Hill at number 3. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Player of the Year, not on the list. Offensive Rookie of the Year, number 4. Defensive Rookie of the Year, just short of winning it to Will Sharper. Best quarterback at 5. Best running back, believe it or not on the list. I know the touchdowns were low, so it kind of makes sense. Tyreek Hill, best wide receiver in the league. Did not see Waddle on the top 10, which is a little surprising. O-line, not there either. D-line, not there either. A lot of Jets and Bills players. Best linebacker, though, at number 4 and number 8. Best DB, not there. And then best kicker at number 10. Not a good, strong season, but a playoff season nonetheless, giving us yet again a chance to win a Super Bowl. But it's the Chiefs. Even though we did beat them in the regular season, it is still going to be a challenging one. All right, end of the game. If we can beat the Chiefs, that would be significant. 7-0, 14-0, 14-7. Okay, some life. Huge drive. They didn't score. We're down by 7 here, nearing the 4th. We're keeping up. It's not pretty, but we're keeping up, and we might not be anymore as they're up by 10. We get 3 straight incompletions. I'm not sure you win games doing that, but, it is what it is. I mean, I don't know what you want from me. Let's see it. I can't believe that. Terrible throw anyways, but Leo Chanel just absolutely cooked. Picked up the wheel on the outside and then went to the tight end on the inside. How is he covering both plays as a linebacker? Look. I mean, he carries them upfield. Maybe if I waited a little bit longer, I get Tyreek for a touchdown, but I can't believe that. Would it have mattered? Probably not. They're probably going to drive down for the... Oh! Hold the hell on! Defense cooked. You got to get the stop now, though, unfortunately. So, there's not a lot of room for error now. Get in there, Chubb. Somebody do some Holland going against Travis Kelce. Definitely gives yourself a chance, and I just completely sold. Good defense, though. Was that Seiler? I don't know who it is, but they just carried. They had their lineman and saved the tackle that I missed. We're going run commit. And that is some run commit you got there. Tua was actually really good. 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I mean, both playoff games we've lost now. Tua was the better quarterback of that game, or of the day, if you will. A-Chain was terrible. Yet again, back-to-back playoffs where he's just not good. Receivers, Tyreek Hill was insane. 200 yards with 3 touchdowns against his former team. Jalen Ramsey with a pick. I mean, you look at those numbers, and we should have won. Of course, did lose to the Super Bowl runner-up Chiefs, so we were kind of destined to lose as they won 2 more games after that. But looking at the DevOps, none on offense other than A-Chain, which, I mean, I really didn't expect that. There really wasn't any expectations for DevOps. Defensively, Chubb and Holland go up in Dev, though, which could cost us when it comes to trying to re-sign Holland here in a moment. Chubb, I mean, we kind of need him to be a superstar because he's still contracted on this team. I got to think, though, that Chop Robinson, because of overall alone, should probably start next season. I mean, we're really wasting him. We have him as the backup to, like, every position, so he should be still getting in, but it's just not getting in as much as I would like. Obviously, in real life, you know, there's really no such thing as too much edge. You can easily rotate and get multiples in on the, you know, on the same line. You can even run 3 if you really wanted to. But, yeah, getting wasted here. But 40 million, all of a sudden, we will take that. So, Javon Holland, I'm really, you know, debating this because it's a lot of money for a safety, but he's a really good player and he's superstar. So, $23 million. Kader who obviously is gone. David Long, I think you got to let go. Brewer, you could do worse, but once again, I think you just can't afford to pay offensive linemen when your team is this against it. I think the moment we even can let go of Armstead, we probably let him go because he's not even, you know, doing that well, to be honest. I think you just keep drafting offensive linemen. We need at least 2 this season, I think. But speaking of offensive linemen, that's the strength of this free agent group. And we're going to see if there's any other names we can get rid of on our team that are expensive that we don't necessarily need. But we're managing. We are managing. Which I don't know how you are managing to go this long without leaving a like and maybe subscribing if you're new. Doing a ton of franchise stuff on the channel, a lot of rebuilds. And speaking of rebuilds, let me know what team you'd like to see next. There's a bunch of different suggestions. Keep them coming. I did take a look at them all. We traded our own draft pick. I don't think it really mattered. We kind of played... We might have even lost the same time the Jets did, because what would our draft pick have been projected? Probably almost the exact same pick, no? Maybe a little bit higher. What's 19? Like 51, I think, the math? 33 plus 19? 52, 53? I don't know. Math's hard, but... Yeah, let me know in the comment section below which team you'd like to see next, and maybe that'll be the next team. All right, we got pick 19, and once again, I'm not really sure what I want to do. It might be another trade down. I think that has worked out pretty well for us so far. But let's take a look. We have a few 1-2s, I imagine. We have 2 pass rushers. Problem is, we are not really even using the pass rushers we currently have. Cornerback, I mean, I'd have to take a look and see what Jalen Ramsey's contract is compared to his age. Realistically, it'd be future-proofing again, just like this wide receiver. I think this wide receiver looks amazing, but you don't need wide receiver right now. It's like all the positions we really need. And then you get corner, Jerry Craig looks like one of those superstar dev-type corners, or he could just be normal. I don't know, but obviously the cornerback Bins looks amazing. And do you really pass on someone that looks that talented and that good? You also have Tatum. I didn't really get to see, you know, how good he was, but obviously a pass rusher, a power move. Do I just take Bins just for pure value? 21 years old, 4.41. It says elite speed, though. I'm taking Bins for pure value. 95 speed, hidden dev. That left side, it matters more than the right side. It definitely does. And honestly, even though, like I said, I mean, the wide receiver looks great, we just don't need him. We simply don't. At this point, because of the corner we just grabbed, I'd probably be looking to replace Ramsey before I'm looking to replace Tyreek Hill. Although the wide receiver's still there, I'm taking him pure value. David Lindsay, 21, 6'5", hidden dev. I mean, we have absolutely killed the draft in this rebuild so far. We have just dominated this thing. So we trade a 3rd and a 5th next with Shaquille Barrett to the Rams for a 3rd. This could argue that we should have offered him a little bit more, like maybe a 4th with that 3rd. But it is what it is. We ended up making the trade. And with this pick... Oh, we only have one... Oh, no, we do have Poole at least. I'm going to go with Cooper Johnson. We need an offensive lineman. He's more of a center type. Have no choice. Thank you. Hidden dev. Those are the players that have to be hidden, right? Every other position you could draft pretty... I wouldn't say easily, but decently. Don't take my last guy. They didn't take him. I think I'm going to be taking DT here. Robinson. Future-proofing again, basically. Could use linebacker. Pratt looks great. But we'll see what we want to do there. I think Robinson's going to be the choice here. This could be our first normal dev. And there's still not a normal dev drafted by us in 2 drafts now. We are cooking. I really want that linebacker. I don't think I can do it, though. Hell, I don't even know if I can get Don Poole, let alone Pratt. So let's see what Pratt's speed is. Oh, he's so elite. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull this off. We'll see. I traded some pretty good players. Don't even think they needed Tarter Brooks for this trade to go, but Cam Smith with those 2, absolutely worth it. Cam Smith alone should have easily been worth that pick. So over traded there to maybe make up for some of our under trades of the past. And with this pick, we are going to be taking Grant Pratt, the speedy linebacker, who is also hidden dev. That position could also go very hit or miss. It could go either way, but yet again, landed another hidden. And I don't know if that lineman's still there, but I'm trading up with the Cardinals to finish off this draft with that offensive lineman. This is our best drafting streak we have had in a long time. Like, maybe ever, realistically. 2 7th-round picks, that'll finish our draft. If we get it, we do get the trade. If this lineman is hidden, I don't think we've ever done back-to-back drafts of only hiddens. I really don't think we have. And he is going to be the choice. Don Poole. Don't know a lot about him, but an A awareness with a bunch of A to C's. Of course. Of course. That would have been so perfect if he was hidden, but I don't regret anything. Plus, he could still be a decent overall. Right here it is, the draft recap. What do we land? Oh, that corner was good. Yeah, even the normal dev lineman might be a guy that we actually use. Normally, offensive linemen that are normal off the draft are just, nothing to me, but 75 overall is very good. Binns, maybe a future starter corner. As of right now, I'm not really sure. Could be the number 2, could be the number 3. He is superstar dev, so he does project better than our current number 2, but I got to see overalls. Lindsey, didn't need him, but the value was there. And man, does he look good. No aggressive catch trait, which is just stupid from a 6'5" guy, but we'll take a look at that dev anyways. Could also be another superstar dev. Not going to be, but he is amazing. Center, Cooper Johnson. I don't know if it's center we actually need from him, but he's going to be a starter somewhere. Yeah, he is pretty short, actually. We'll put him at center. Dev, where is it? Star dev, not really shocking. And then Vaughn Robinson, I think, is automatically going to be our DT. Actually, no, I think we're going to move over Pizzo, because Pizzo's a lot bigger. So Robinson, dev, star dev, probably going to drop an overall here a little bit. 72 overall. Middle linebacker, Grant Pratt, 6'2". Decent coverage. Okay, in the block shed. Let's take a look at what his dev is. Star dev. I really thought he was going to be superstar, if anyone. Let's put him at 45. That's a cool number for linebackers these days. And then Mr. Don Poole, 75 overall. Future tackle, maybe. He's a little bit low in the strength, but really good pass blocker. At least for now, he'll be sitting at right guard. Don't even know if he's starting, but I'm happy with the draft. I think we did fine. We're now in year 3. The team is still intact for the most part. Could use some more offensive linemen for the future. Left tackle, I'm not sure if Armstead's even going to play another season after this. He's 34 now. And then right guard is normal dev Austin Jackson. Where defensively, we need a new left end, but the rest is great. I don't know what's going to go on with Phillips, because once again, that's another guy that goes to free agency a lot, same as Ramsey, but we might be able to, get cheap in certain positions, especially since a lot of our players that are starting right now are on rookie deals right now. So I'm not sure. We might be able to manage better than the AI does. Shocking. Oh, is Tua an X factor? He is! We're having a pretty killer year right now, but we also only have $19 million to re-sign Jalen Phillips and Jalen Ramsey. And we probably have more going down the line here at some point. Maybe not just yet. Maybe by the end of the year we'll be able to afford Jalen Phillips, but honestly, do we even want to? Because, he's been inconsistent. 3 sacks halfway through the year, 7 last year. I mean, maybe one Madden will have an actual working game, but I think it's pretty safe to say that Jalen Ramsey's going to be gone, but he's 30 years old, so he's still definitely usable. But corner is not a problem for us right now, so I'm not sure. If we win, I think we'll have the conference, let alone the division, and we do. 14-3, ran the same scheme as last year, and we are absolutely cooking. As you can see here, pretty damn good stuff. We'll end up winning the complete division. The AFC is ours. Number 2 for yards for Tua. 36 touchdowns is pretty good. Picks, only 4. Could be MVP. A-Chain was pretty good. Yards per carry down a little bit, but touchdowns and yards are great. Tyreek is amazing. Lindsey actually really good. 14 yards per reception, with Waddle only having 12, and then Tyler had a better year. Blocking, offensive line, left tackle wasn't great, but everyone else was definitely better than normal. Looking at the defense, Phillips with 11.5 sacks, so he really stepped it up since we last looked at him. And then Chop Robinson, first year starting, 6.5 sacks. That's better than what we've seen before. Interceptions, 4 for Ramsey, 3 for Melton, 3 for Binns. Sanders with 4 missed kicks out of 15. He needs to be replaced. Punting, 51.7 yards per punt is pretty good. Yearly awards, number 3. I mean, it is what it is, but let's take a look. Tyreek Hill, Offensive Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie and Defensive Rookie of the Year. Best quarterback at number 2, best running back at number 7, wide receiver at number 1, O-line at number 3, 7, and 8. D-line not on the list, linebacker at number 2, DB at number 5, and I thought I was going to have another one, and then kicker at number 7. I don't even know how he's on the list. There it is. Maybe we will win ourselves a Super Bowl. The Jaguars, okay, I mean, we could definitely win that. Will we? I don't know, but we could. We have them beat by 2 overall, so nothing insane, but still, we are better. Although, winner of this game has to go against the Chiefs, so will it really matter? We're about to find out. 10-0, pretty good start. Halftime, 10-7, huge drive there. Gives us a 17-7 lead. 17-14, 24-14, 24-21. The Jaguars are not going away. They could win the game here on this drive. And we do just enough. The defense plays pretty well. The offense was consistent all the way until that final drive there. But we held on just enough. And Tua, for the first time in this playoffs for the rebuild, has been outplayed. But ironically enough, that's a game where we win. A-Chain was finally good in the playoffs. Waddle was great. Let's take a look at the defense. Nothing really going on there. I mean, we don't really have any crazy good defenders other than like Jalen Ramsey and Holland, but still, I would expect some pass rush from this edge. There it is, the Chiefs. They have us beat by 1 overall, but we're at home, so maybe we have that advantage. Going to the end of the game. 3-0. Nice, 7-3. 10-7. You just don't want to let them get any sort of lead. This is a really good start. 21-10. 24-10. Chiefs are not gone yet. Nice touchdown. 31-17. 31-20. And we will win. Headed on to the Super Bowl. Who is it going to be against? As Tua played really well in this game, A-Chain finally has hit his stride, and he is good in the playoffs. You know, we just haven't seen that from him. He has just been, 1.7 yards per carry, I think multiple times even. But finally, actually an asset rather than a liability. And with that being said, we are headed on to the Super Bowl where, outside of the Cowboys, there's really not any team we fear if we can beat the Chiefs by 18 points. And the winner, the NFC, is, of course, the Cowboys. Just so fun. It's awesome to see. Who won the last couple of Super Bowls? I don't even think it was the Cowboys. Okay, they did win one of them, in fairness. So, we lose this game. They are a dynasty, kind of, in a way. Sort of. Kind of. Let's take a look at the schedule, see how they got here. Probably a bye week as well. They did have a bye week, same as us. They beat the Packers by 7 and the Panthers by 21. Not the toughest route to the Super Bowl, I gotta say, though. So maybe they're not ready for it. They're not ready for the juice that we have. Let's take a look at the potential dev-ups, though, from this squad. Tua already was an X Factor. Tyler goes up in dev, which is a little surprising because he wasn't, like, the best. Lindsey goes up in dev because he was Rookie of the Year, which is great. And don't even really need to future-proof the team just yet, but when we do, we are absolutely set. Also, maybe you let Tyreek Hill go because, well, he said after his contract's up he was going to retire. Phillips is an X Factor. Is that what we're expecting? How do you get... I'm trying to remember. What was his superstar dev? I don't know, but he's an X Factor. Pratt is a superstar. Melton is a superstar. Binns is a superstar. The team is really good. All right, we're 3 overalls higher than them. Let's see if we can win it. Go to the end of the game. Anyone but the Cowboys. And especially since we're the ones. We're the anyone here. 14-3. Come on, touchdown. No. Huge opportunity blown. Only up by 4. Only up by 7. And the Cowboys are still absolutely in this game. That could be it. Up by 11. There it is, the pick. And the Dolphins are Super Bowl champions over the Cowboys, who basically beat everyone every time. We didn't even run the Chiefs scheme in this one. We ran the Bengals scheme for this one, which they, like, never win a Super Bowl either. So, absolutely deserved. Unbelievable drafting. And a Super Bowl victory for Tua and company. No more Cowboys Super Bowl win. Let's see if we can become a dynasty. 2 out of 3. As there you go. Phone is out. Not looking at the trophy because that's what they do. That's how the celebration is every year. The trophy's coming out and nobody's looking at the thing. It's like Medusa. You don't want to look at it right in the eye. It'll turn into Trent Richardson if you're a running back. I don't know why Trent just caught like the wildest of strays. He just caught the most crazy stray of all time. He was 10 blocks away and caught it. But let's take a look at the player stats. Tua, really don't see him throw picks in the playoffs often. So, that's kind of uncharacteristic, but a win is also uncharacteristic for us. So there we go. Looking at the sacks, Jalen Phillips with a pick. A sack, a pick for Binns, a pick for Wilson, and a missed kick for the Cowboys means Miami is Super Bowl champions. And like before, money just keeps spawning each season. The problem is, can we afford Jalen Phillips? He's asking for 27 per. I really don't want to give him 30 per, but he is absolutely our best option going forward. And he took the deal. I mean, I don't even know if I'm happy that he took the deal. Looks like we're going to be losing Jalen Ramsey unless, like, the tag is, like, 10 mil or something. So, first things first, we go with this. I want to see the tag, which is 25 mil. And then I want to see if there's any way we can get rid of, because Siler might be get rid ofable, if you will. I think we also might have lost Armstead. Yeah, that's where the money came from. Interesting. Can get rid of Siler, so we could afford Jalen, but I honestly think the smart thing going forward is just to run these 2 really good young corners. I think that's the move. I think you have no choice. We have 17 mil. I'll take a look at free agency just to see how crazy it is, but realistically, we can't afford anybody here. Right? Even if we wanted a 1-year Trent Brown, I just don't think it's worth it. Save as much money as we can here, because there might be some names that we really don't want to lose going forward. Pick 32 in the draft. I gotta say, though, this draft really kind of sucks. It's really not good. No third-round pick, which, I mean, I don't even feel like we need to have one in this draft. Man was on my list because DT is definitely up there. We also have Singleton later, who's more of a nose tackle, but we could go with him. Offensive line's obviously a problem. Do we go with Man, even though he looks so damn mid? 39 reps, though. He looks really mid. I'm going to take him anyways. And he's hidden. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I really expected that to be one of those normal dev picks that it's like, you knew he was going to suck based on his ratings. Why did you grab him? Yet, that's not what happened. So, I guess I was wrong in my own head. Offensive line, we definitely need... We have a couple of the guys that I didn't expect to still be here. Corona is looking like the best player, but does he fit as anything but a center? I don't care if he does or not. Hidden dev, yeah. Sometimes you just got to do what you think is right. And he felt like a hidden dev player. The only player left is Singleton. And it looks like we're going to trade up with the Cardinals, who have been the first pick. I mean, 3 straight drafts now? We end up trading the rest of our draft again to make a high 4th-round selection. Hey, don't break it if it's not fixed. What? DT, Leonard Singleton, B Blockshed. Probably hidden dev. I was about to say probably normal, but maybe a decent overall because he's one of those nose tackle types, usually 72 plus overall. But he's hidden dev. We might have actually landed ourselves a superstar. Draft recap, about 14 million left. We got 3 players. 72, 72, 73. Fixing the trenches as much as we can. Deontay Mann, 77 power move. The rest, pretty mid, though. I gotta say, this is a player that probably should not have been drafted by us, but you never know with the devs. Unfortunately, star. So, I mean, he's not bad, but yeah, not the best pick in the world. Corona, I mean, somebody's gonna have to play guard because I think Austin Jackson's gonna have to move over to tackle again. Let's see if Corona's dev is star dev. Right guard, I suppose, and then the DT Singleton. Leonard Singleton, hidden development trait, really good block shed, the rest bad. Yeah, I mean, we got hiddens, don't get me wrong, but still. Oh, superstar. Still not our best draft. All right, Season 4, just coming off of winning the Super Bowl. The offense is looking still pretty damn strong. Offensive line is a little bit weaker, though, at left tackle. And then cornerback, Jalen Ramsey is gone, so... debatably, if we struggle like really badly this season, we might end up just ending the rebuild there. Because I honestly think, losing Ramsey and Armstead, if we can manage, fair enough. But if we can't, I mean, we're not going to be able to, add a crazy offensive lineman or cornerback straight up 1-to-1 right away, right? It's a development process, so we'll see. Hopefully it's worth another season or two. All right, 100 mil. A-Chain, yes. Tyreek, not sure. Patrick Paul, probably. Austin Jackson, probably not. Who else do we have to pay in the future, though, is the problem. Kendricks. I mean, okay, the team's in an okay spot. What is Tyreek's age? 32. So, I mean, I would like to do a 2-year deal if possible. 2-year 60? 2-year 64, maybe. A-Chain, do a 5-year deal. I think that's worth it. And we actually have a lot of money left over. Well, I guess we have Patrick Paul. I mean, I'm doing a 7-year deal worth 84. That's a huge steal for us. Not looking so bad. If we win, we make the comeback turnaround, but I don't know if I feel great about it. And we do! We make the playoffs at 9-8. We had a start of the season, I think it was 3-7? Something crazy. It's like 1-4 at least. 3-7, 4-7, one of the two. We have a playoff blizzard as well, which definitely doesn't help us going against the Patriots, who actually won the division. I don't know how you go from winning the Super Bowl and the AFC conference as a whole to barely sneak into the playoffs the season after. I'm not really sure how. Jalen Ramsey is big, right? And, Terron Armstead, it's huge to lose both of them, but we're still a really good team, and I can't believe that actually happened. But either way, playoffs, it's all that matters. A-Chain, decent. Waddle and Tyreek Hill kind of splitting the numbers, and Lindsey was pretty good. Tyler was all right. Offensive line, Johnson was actually really good. Only 2 sacks allowed after all of those snaps. Phillips at 10 sacks. Vaughn Robinson at 9. Chop at 7. And then looking at Pratt, 3 with Bradbury at 3. Kicking, Sanders, I mean, he's still here. It's not my fault, right? Same as Bradley Chubb. These aren't my contracts. I'm just kind of abiding by them because otherwise we'll take a huge dead hit, which maybe is worth it sooner or later. No award wins, though, unfortunately. But snuck into the playoffs, which is an award win of its own. Can we win back-to-back? Going against the Patriots in Game 1. We do have them beat by 5 overalls. And it is a playoff blizzard. Oh, man, that is something I miss. I already miss the snow. Going to the end of the game. Can we overcome the Miami weakness, if you will, in this scenario? 10-3. Halftime almost gave up score. It is 10-all. Snow's definitely playing a factor, as we would normally be winning by a lot more than this if this is a normal matchup between these two overalls. It's from the 39-yard line. The problem is usually the team is going to play for that field goal. 4th and 1. Do you go for it all? They're going to say not to go for it all. I'm going to disagree. And man, normally it's supposedly like an instant win on these like inside zones, but I really don't trust it. Jordan Davis, obviously we're going to be doubling up. Let's get some blocks. And did enough. Jordan Davis, big fella from behind though. That pause. And you still, even though they're coming up, you have the double team Jordan Davis. I believe he does have inside stuff. Double teaming Jordan, and A-Chain's going to get down to the 2. All right, clock is not really going to be a problem now. It's all about actually getting into the end zone. Maybe Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill, touchdown. Almost perfectly executed. And I imagine we're going to win, but you never know. And we do, 24-10, moving on to the next round at 9-8. And, of course, Tua outplaying May by quite a bit. A-Chain was pretty good. Sacks, 2 for Robinson. Pizzo, the interior, cooked. And we'll be heading on to the divisional round. To the divisional. Let's see it. Who is the opponent? Of course, the Chiefs. They're like, oh, yeah? Well, we're back at home. They still have us beat by 1 overall. We just can't catch them. Going to the end of the game. Good defense so far. 3-0, 6-0, but all it takes is 1 touchdown, which we are the ones that got. 13-0 at half, 16-0 at half, 23-0. You knew the Chiefs weren't going to be scoreless forever. I've never seen someone shut out the Chiefs. But regardless if it's a shutout or not, we do end up winning. So who played better? It was Tua. Better completion percentage, better yards. 1 more interception because we had 0. Tyreek Hill, 10 for 107. Very good consistency. Jason Sanders cooked. And we had a sack with a pick. Championship round, who could it be? Like the Colts? Usually it's like the Colts. The Texans, haven't seen them yet. We're 1 overall higher than them. actually been able to beat the Chiefs in Sim, though. That's kind of unbelievable. And on the other side, it's the Niners versus the Packers, so it's basically winner of this one's against the Niners. It's just the way things are these days. And by these days, I mean the last, like, decade or so. Killing them right now. Absolutely crushing them. 27-0. They finally get a score. But this defense has been on another level. It has been unbelievable. And with that, we are headed back to the Super Bowl as a 9-8 sneak-in wildcard team. Tua was amazing. Unbelievable. A-Chain was okay, but not great. Waddle cooked. What about sacks? 2.5. Interceptions, 1 for Melton. 1 missed extra point, but a great team win. And I guess I'm wrong. It was the Packers. Let's take a look at how all of this transpired. The Packers were the bye-week team. They beat the Rams by a lot. Beat the Niners by 8 and lost to us by 17. Oh, you like that confidence? You like that confidence? Let's take a look at our potential dev-ups, if we had any, and then head on in. Offensively, we had none, unfortunately, but the team is great anyway, so you don't really need them. And then defensively, I think everyone was already this dev, unfortunately, but the team is great, so what can I really say? All right, at home even for this game, as the away team, apparently. But yeah, the back-to-back chance is real. It is here. We can win back-to-back. The Packers, nice defensive start. 7-0, 10-0. There you go. Good defense. 7-10. Keep, get ourselves back into this one. A safety, apparently. 19-7. Wow, we are not doing well. Down by 5. We get the touchdown, but not the 2-point. 5 minutes left. The Packers are driving. We get to stop and force the punts. Hold on to it, and we win. And we won back-to-back. The Miami Dolphins are back-to-back Super Bowl champions. We have cooked in this rebuild. Of course, it's a great starting roster, but the drafts we had, besides this latest one, were amazing, and it has set up this team to manage the cap situation pretty damn well and find its way to a second straight Super Bowl. One more, and we're without a dynasty, but I always consider it 2 out of 3. Holy crap, the tight end's strong. How do you lift him up like that? But either way, we win the Super Bowl again. Unbelievable. Tua outplaying Love slightly, but when you add the extra touchdowns in, definitely quite a bit, especially without the help on the ground. The yards are pretty bad. Very tame Super Bowl. I know it's a close game, but not really seeing a whole lot there. Their kicker missed a field goal. That's unbelievable. And I don't think I showed the Super Bowl against the Cowboys, but there you go. 20-19. Barely clutching up, which is basically how the season went, really. See, we have to re-sign. I think we took care of business, though. I mean, there might be like Austin Jackson or something, but with the final year, might even put a little bit of risk into the team and actually, did we have any retirements? Also, actually pay for some like good linemen in free agency or something like that. I don't know. Don't know why I went backwards for this. Derek Carr, Bobby Hart. Okay, so nobody actually starting on this team. Also was basically forced to give Tyreek the 3-year 93 because he just wasn't taking that in 2 years. So we ended up dropping the money a little bit, adding the year, and he was happy with it. We have Tyreek Hill back for 3 more seasons, even though we're only doing 1 more. $40 million left over, though, with 5th-year option for the corner. I think you're paying him no more than 20 anyways. Austin Jackson, I can't believe how good of an overall he is, though. Very good finesse blocker. What was sacks allowed? Man, he has been really good for us, too. Maybe instead of going... I could tag him, maybe. 1 year, 14? Oh, he took it. Okay, I'm down with that. Absolutely, because that was what I was going to offer someone in free agency, but he's a pretty good player. Keep the team going. Jake Bailey has been amazing for us as well, so a 2-year, 6. Kicking, I think we could definitely do better. I know he had a clutch playoff performance, but regular season he's been pretty iffy. Could have costed us a playoff spot. And as much as I like Seiler, I actually never thought I was going to keep him as long as we did. We got to let him go. We can't afford him. We have other players that can definitely be higher than him by the end of the season. And this is the final season, so with $23 million left, we could try to sign like 1 player, see if we can, have a magical season. Elton Jenkins on a 1-year deal, playing tackle wouldn't be the worst decision. Kobe Turner would be a 1-year deal anyways as well. Kenny Clark's actually pretty cheap. Do you not just try to get Kenny Clark, especially since he's an X Factor? Nope, we don't. I don't think we're going to be able to make a play here. I don't think anyone's worth the money that they're asking for. But we do get Elgton Jenkins on a $3.7 million deal. I don't think our left tackle's bad, but he's not Elgton Jenkins good. So left tackle is going to be the position, and we're going to be drafting for the future. We're going to look at some of the re-signings we need to make that we won't probably be able to afford, and then, replace from there. It says 3.7 mil, but I'm sure that's just for now. So cornerback, tackle. I mean, tackle doesn't matter where we're we're going to be replacing linemen every time anyways. Oh, can we finally get... Oh, yeah, we can get rid of Chubb right now because technically he would have been gone by now. So I'm going to be releasing Bradley Chubb, which will save us so much money. Pick 32. That's what happens when you win the Super Bowl. We know that better than anyone at this rate. I'm not sure if we actually have someone we're going to be taking here. It might be another trade down. But I'm always about, best available pick. Offensive line for the future is definitely the position group that we're mainly looking at. DT, Boykin, I mean, do we really need a DT just yet? Hannah, Curry, we can go with later. Cornerback, Jaleel Black was not the best corner. You know what? I'm actually going with that safety. Kirkpatrick looks pretty good. Do I go with the safety, Kirkpatrick? I might. Let's see. 6'1", 22 years old. I'm going to do it. Hidden dev, 89 speed. Right side tells you like 86, 87 speed. Left side said good, so probably 88, 89, and that's exactly what happens. 32 in the second round, I think, is going to be some sort of offensive lineman, and then maybe we trade up to grab ourselves maybe a DT. Oh, wow. Holcomb looks amazing, by the way. I think we take Holcomb at 32. Do we even need a DT that bad? I'm trying to think. Nah, not really. Not really at all, so I might actually just take two offensive linemen. We don't even need tight end, but Phil Bonham looks pretty good too. 6'3", 22, fast. I think I'm going to go O-line, though. Who's the best? Blackstock looks pretty good. Tatum's probably the best bet, though. Maybe Leverett. Holcomb obviously looks amazing. What do I do? Tatum? I'm going to go Leverett, I think. Leverett, please. Nice, made the right call. Tatum is there too. You know what? I'm just going to go Holcomb anyways because I don't think I can trade up. Hidden dev. Who would have thought? And all of my day threes are gone except for this cornerback, Dwayne Williams. I'm going to take him. Normal dev, but man, I'm a little surprised by that. Either way, we future-proof the offensive line position, which is what we needed to do mainly. Unfortunately, no one really built to play tackle, but it's kind of how it works if you don't draft tackle high. All right, let's see that recap. 75, 72, 73, 70. Don't mind the DT. Stick a look at the free safety. Offensive linemen don't really matter because they're not even going to start while we're here. 80 zone coverage. Kirkpatrick at least gets some starting reps, I would imagine, as the backup to both safety spots. Star Dev, number 42. Not a terrible safety number, but not the best either. The final season. The team's looking really good. Offense is, 95, 95, 98, 88. The offensive line's actually not even that bad. Defensively, the edge is amazing. Inside linebackers are decent. Safeties are pretty good. Corners are great. Interior of the line is definitely improved, but it's still, not perfect. But it's a really good team and could do the three-peat. We don't get many three-peats in Madden rebuilds, especially without the Chiefs scheme, which we've been running this Bengals offense, which hasn't been, insane, but it's definitely been good enough. The tight end needs to be re-signed. The safety needs to be re-signed. Chop needs to be re-signed. The corner needs to be re-signed. Offensive line needs to be re-signed. The D-line, the linebacker, the whole damn team needs a contract. We'll see where we're at after we re-signed the main names. But it looks like money is back to becoming a problem. We have Pizzo, Hardy, Elgton Jenkins, Jalen Wright to re-sign, and we only have $18 million left. Obviously, this is why we've been future-proofing with offensive linemen, because it's going to be that type of let every lineman go type move. I don't want to lose Pizzo, though. If I can keep him, I definitely will. 3 or 48? There you go. So $2.6 million left, and a lot to replace. Playoffs, really good start to the season. Gotta imagine it's going to finish that way, and it does. 14-3 yet again. Not again as in last season, but 2 times this rebuild now. And there you go. Last 2 losses. Really surprising there in general. Should have been a 16-1 season, but Either way, we get the bye week, and that's really the main focus. Tua, definitely with those picks, not enough to be MVP, but a really good season. A-Chain was great. Tyreek Hill had his best year yet. Lindsey was amazing, especially the yards per catch. Waddle had a down year. Tyler had a down year. Offensive lineman, Ellen Jenkins, 11 sacks allowed. Gotta love that. Phillips, Robinsons, both of them, double digit for 3 players. Chop got a 6-year 114. Pizzo maybe shouldn't have been re-signed. Elliott, amazing kicking. Bailey, first season under 50 yards per punt, which is annoying, but it is what it is. It was 1.1 off. Best quarterback all the way down to 6 because of those picks. Tyreek was Offensive Player of the Year. No Rookie of the Year award wins. Best wide receiver, obviously. Best linebacker and best kicker was won. And we are already into the divisional round without even having to play a game. Please don't be the Chiefs. It could be, because you just never know. And it is. Okay. We're finally higher, though. 1 overall higher than them. 94 to their 93. If we win this all the way, this is one of our best rebuilds ever. Going to the end of the game. 0 to 0, 7 to 0. 14 to 0. 14 to 7. 17 to 7. 17 to 14. And it's all tied up at halftime. We get the touchdown to start the second half. They get a touchdown to tie it up, though. We drive all the way down for 7. One stop could do it, and it does. We beat the Chiefs 3 times in the playoffs in this rebuild. Tua, outplayed by Mahomes. Rushing, nothing really crazy going on for either team. Receiving, Travis Kelce's still here. A little surprised by that. Sacks, Chop Robinson with a sack and 2 combined sacks for our other guys. 1 pick for them and no missed kicks as we head on to the championship round for the 3rd straight year. Who's the championship round against? It is going to be against the Bengals. We've stole their whole vibe. They're coming back for revenge. Geno Stone's an X Factor, apparently. On the other side, it is the Niners and the Eagles. We start off with 7. They get 7. We get 7 back. They get 3 back. We get 3 ourselves. Nice stop, no score. Up by 7.5. It's a little back and forth. Up by 10. 1 touchdown could do it. It's only 13-point lead, but we're gonna win, and we're headed to the Super Bowl 3 straight years in a row. This Bengals scheme has definitely done some things. Tua outplayed by Burrow slightly. It's almost like the exact same game. Oh, receivers were definitely better though, as that game against the Chiefs. Phillips 2 sacks. Lamb 1 sack. 1 for Robinson, half for a bunch of different players. Pick for Logan Wilson before half, but it didn't turn into touchdown, I know that. And then Aubrey misses 1 for the Bengals this time. That man's missing kicks for playoff teams, let me tell you. One of the greatest teams we've ever built, especially with depth, could become one of the greatest rebuilds we've ever had if we win the three-peats, as we are going against the Philadelphia Eagles, who are a 9-8 team. I don't think we had any dev-ups on offense. Defensively, any dev-ups? Maybe Robinson. I think Robinson might have went up in dev, but that was it. Regardless, it's a great team with a great opportunity at 3 straight. Here it is for all the marbles. Eagles start off with 7. Ooh, we don't get anything back. That's not a good start. 14 to 0. Ooh, this is not good. EA's doing it. 21 to 7. Come on, Miami. There you go. Nice bounce back. Got the stop. 17 to 21. We got the stop again. Offense just needs to put up a touchdown. They're driving. We get the lead. 3-point lead. The Eagles, 4th and 7, get the field goal. And with 35 seconds left, it could either be overtime or the win. Look at all this talent on the field. Just can't sell. Predetermined the tight end because he's so open. All of those yards down to the 36 on the first play. Huge. And I do for once. It takes 23 seconds to get down the field. It takes 23 seconds to get down the field. Okay, I guess I made a mistake. I guess I have sold. 23 seconds to get on the field. Everyone on this team is an offensive lineman, I guess. Kick is up. And the kick is good. We have won 3 straight Super Bowls. We have done the three-peat. I don't even know how many times we've ever done that in a rebuild. Maybe once? Twice? In a regular realistic? I don't even know if ever, to be honest. Because thinking back, like, the teams that would get the three-peat would probably be like a fantasy draft team. Or maybe like the Chiefs or something. But the Miami Dolphins are three-peat champions. They are the greatest team of all time. Unbelievable. Tua's being lifted. And so is the Lombardi for the third straight shot. Tua, can't say he outplayed Hurts, but I would argue, passer rating in this one is definitely misleading. How, actually? His longest throw was 26 yards. He had one passing touchdown just because of the completion percentage? That's crazy. Jalen Hurts did have 2 rushing touchdowns, so technically better. Tyreek cooked. Waddle was all right. A.J. Brown did some things. Cooper DeJean. Phillips, Pizzo, half for 2 of their guys. A pick for Blankenship. And a missed kick for Cade York was the difference between us losing out on this chance and having the greatest team ever. That is a hell of a rebuild, and there's really not much better you can do than that. That is really, really impressive stuff. We've done it. We have done the three-peat. Let's take a look at the team, though, before we head on to this one. Tyreek Hill, obviously nowhere near as high of an overall as he would have started, but I'm still curious to see where he is. Yeah, I mean, at 33, going on 34 years old, he is impressive. 98 speed, 98 excel. Really high route running. Catching's great. Release is great. Still insanely good. Waddle, 97 overall. Will he ever get to 99? I actually don't think he will. Release is pretty damn low. Deep route's not the best, but he's good. He's pretty good. Definitely would like to see him be better than that, though. I gotta say. Are we on the defensive side? What's going on here? How did that even happen? Tyler, the tight end. Very good speed, very good route running. Catching's up there, obviously, and he's got the size to go with it. A-Chain, the 97 overall, who never got higher than star, but still has time. He's basically all speed, though. How are you a 97 overall and your highest juke ability rating's 91 juke move? That is really bad. Like, how does he not get better ratings than that? I don't even know. Tua, what is he looking like? 90 throw power is definitely very good. 99 accuracy, except for deep, which is one off. Throw on the run's great. Throw under pressure is great. Play action awareness is great. Break sack's not the best, but that's fine. He's impressive. He's insane. Offensive line, I guess we look at Patrick Paul and Austin Jackson. Patrick Paul, the 86 overall, with no pass blocking for finesse or regular, and very bad run block finesse as well. He's a good power blocker. He should really be a guard at this rate. Austin Jackson, ironically enough, the opposite. Very good finesse blocker. Should be a tackle. But Paul, at the size he is, should probably be a tackle, right? But hey, it is what it is. We won 3. I can't really complain about how anything happened. Holland, the 27-year-old, I can't believe he's that young still. 97 man zone coverage, 84 man, 93 speed, great pursuit, play action's up there. Tackle at 86 is really good. He's really freaking good. Safety, Melton, I'm going to imagine his zone coverage is not very good, and it is not. 76 zone with 90 man coverage. I think going forward, if they're that close to just being like zone or run support, I'm just going to lower their man coverage because I'm not cheating to benefit. Well, I guess it is benefiting, but we're not cheating to like upgrade ratings, but downgrade them. Chop Robinson, though, even went up a little bit in the speed and excel, I believe, but 93 finesse. He actually turned out pretty good. He actually did pretty well, especially since he didn't start out the gate. Phillips, 28 years old, X Factor, 91 finesse. Athletically, not as good, but still pretty good. 77 block shed to go with it. Linebackers, a little surprised that the glow up wasn't good enough. Pratt, pretty good. Very good coverage, actually, but zone, block shed's not the best, and his overall still kind of low. Lamb, 81 overall, signed him to a 5-year deal just because it was a good price. Another guy with really good coverage, but not a whole lot of block shed, unfortunately. Then we move on to corner. We got rid of Ramsey for a reason. So we got good corners as is, insanely fast, great man coverage. Can't really go wrong with Bins. Then we look at Kendricks, cornerback 2, an 89 overall, also very fast and great man coverage. So you just didn't really need to keep Ramsey, and the way that money went, kind of glad we didn't. We would have been really in a spot. Robinson, 94 finesse move is unbelievable. 87 strength. Definitely seen that come into play last season. Pizzo, maybe should have let him go, to be honest, but I felt like the value was there, and maybe not. 81 power move, 83 block shed. Still young, but definitely not developing that fast. And then Man, who just got a chance to start, is already an 85 power move. So that's the squad. Once again, one of the greatest teams we've ever built, and maybe the best rebuild team we've ever had. It wasn't much of a rebuild, but it was kind of like a cap management type rebuild. It really definitely helped that those first 2 drafts were absolutely goated. A lot of the best in this one, right? One of the best back-to-back drafts probably we've ever had. The best rebuild success we've ever had, and one of the best teams we've ever had. And that's just a success. If you guys enjoyed this one, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I do appreciate any support on the channel. Maybe there'll be a video tomorrow, but definitely on Wednesday if not. Or if so, there'll still be one on Wednesday. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel PK Plays for non-Madden content. And once again, if you guys have a team you want to see next in a rebuild or some sort of challenge rebuild, let me know in the comment section below. And that is about it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video,